Good morning, everybody. We are going to boil some fresh eggs today. We're going to make some deviled eggs later on, but I want to go ahead and get my eggs all boiled. So these are fresh eggs. Some of them could have been laid as much as yesterday. I just mixed them all up. So I am going to put them in some water. I just turned my pan on to get the water hot. And I get so many questions on how can you make sure your eggs are going to peel. Because if you don't know, fresh eggs will not peel if you don't do certain things to them. The eggs you buy in the store, they're already old. That's normally why they peel easy. But fresh eggs is really hard to peel, y'all. And the only thing I have found to put in them, first of all, cook them on medium. I used to always boil my eggs on high. And on high, they're bubbling around, they're cracking and stuff. You don't really want that. They cook good on medium heat. And the other thing I do is put baking soda in the water. So I just got them in. The water's getting ready to boil up here. You don't need a whole bunch. Sometimes I say a pinch. That looks like, that's probably a lot, but we'll go ahead and put that much in. Just put it in your water, and that will help them fresh eggs peel. Now, if your eggs are from the grocery store, you can still do this. It will help them. But definitely a fresh egg. Now, if you don't have fresh eggs, you don't know what I'm talking about. But fresh eggs are very hard to peel if you don't do this. And there's all kind of remedies you can try, but this is the only one I've found that works. So I'm going to put the water's just now getting ready to boil, so I'm going to put it down on about a 6 and let them boil. Once the water starts boiling, I boil mine at least about 10 minutes. And then after they've boiled about 10 minutes, they're probably done. I will dump this hot water off of them and I will rinse them in cold water. So, and then I go ahead and start peeling them while they're warm. I don't like to let mine sit in water. If you ever noticed if you ever noticed a hard-boiled egg, when you open it up, sometimes they got that green around the yolk. That's because you've let it sit in water once it's cooked. So we don't want that. We want yellow yolks. We don't want any green. So don't let them sit in water once they're done. Rinse them, get them cool, and get to peeling them. All right, they came to a boil. I boiled them for 10 minutes over medium heat. Now I'm going to go over here to the sink. All right, I'm going to go ahead and drain this hot water off of them, and I got my cold water getting ready to come out. And I'm going to pour off. And I'm just going to, you can hear what I'm doing. I'm just dumping them right into the sink, y'all. I'll just run some cold water on them to cool them off. You just really need to cool them off enough to where you can touch them. Let's try one here. Let me scoot the camera back a little bit. Maybe you can see what I'm doing here. I just take and start breaking it. I tap mine on the counter like that, and then I usually roll mine like this and just get that shell loose. And I try to get it loose on one end, where there's usually like a little air pocket on this one end here. And sometimes I just let all my shells fall right into the sink. Now some of them will peel easier than others, y'all. Let me see if I can get this one here started. I like to peel them while they're still a little warm. Okay, if you get it started, you can usually peel that off. I'm going to put my shells over here in the bowl because I'm going to give these shells back to the chickens. The chickens I got now, they're not so crazy about shells, but all the chickens I've had in the past, they would go crazy over these shells. All right, I'm trying to get it. There it goes. So I got that. That's a nice clean one. Then I just rinse it off under the water, and I will get a dish to put these in. And that's all there is to it. I'll just tap it like this. See if I can back up. And then I just roll mine down the counter. And oops, let me see, I'm trying to get this bowl over here. And then you just got to get it started up under that little, you can see that skin right there? Or film, I guess it is, it's not skin. Sometimes you gotta cool it off a little bit, and then once it gets cooled off and you get your hand up under that one part there, you can peel them. Alright, see that's the film I was talking about. Once you get a hold of that, you can usually peel them pretty easy without. Now this one's got a big old film on it. Alright, to get a hold of that, you can peel them easy. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these done. I like to keep them, I don't like to get them too cold to peel them. Keep them a little bit warm. Turn this water off. Then you can peel them without tearing them up. And then I just rinse mine off, make sure there's no little shells on it. And then I'll put it over here to drain. And that's it, y'all. We'll be making the deviled eggs in a little while.